Good afternoon. I am sitting in the conference room. Today is January 7th at approximately 12:30 p.m. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody had some nice holidays. To the people that unfortunately were sick or didn't have a good time, I hope things turn around and get better for you. Starting off where we left off, I haven't done let's see, the last one I did, I believe it was in October, November, 4 months ago. Believe it or not, it's almost 4 months in a couple of days since I last did a video. And a lot of things haven't changed that much because of the first subject we're going to talk about is something that we spoke about several times, unfortunately, is COVID, COVID-19. It's still alive and well, unfortunately. There's a new variant that they claim is 70% more contagious now, and they expect it to start peaking in this particular area, I believe around March sometime. They also expect cases to go up substantially mid-January, also because of the holidays. We continue to take as many precautions as possible. I don't know if anybody's noticed it, but a couple of days ago we did put temperature gauges in the front and the back doors. All guests now have to come in and have their temperatures taken. If the temperature gauge registers at 99.5 or higher, an alarm goes off to alarm the doorman. Any guests that enter the building with a temperature of 99.5 or higher will not be allowed to enter the building. I'm sorry about that. Residents, of course, it's your option to take your temperature. You do live here, and hopefully everything will be fine. So, feel free to use it anytime you want. We continue to clean the buttons. We continue to make other arrangements to make things as safe as possible. I'm sure you're aware the packages are still being delivered. We've been doing that for, I guess, about 10 months now. And believe me, that costs you substantial money to deliver this, but our health comes first and our welfare. We still keep all deliveries, food deliveries are still being picked up downstairs to eliminate, or minimize the amount of people getting in the elevators, deliveries, etc. There are cases in the building, there's no question about it. I would say in the last, again, I'm going to tell you what I know of, what the building knows of. I would say in the past 8 to 10 weeks there's been at least 7 or 8 residents that live here that have had COVID. There have been a couple of employees recently that had COVID that fortunately have recovered already. As of right now, none of the employees have COVID, but I guess we've had about 6 or 7 cases where the employees have had COVID over the last year or so. So we keep monitoring that as well. We do ask again if people would like to volunteer. We did have a list, but things have changed. We'd like to have some volunteers. There's somebody in the building that has COVID that requested we get their mail. I don't know if the office answered them or not, but federal law prohibits us from giving anybody their mail unless the actual unit owner contacts the post office and gives a particular person of the office permission to deliver it. So we will accommodate people in the building regarding garbage disposal, delivering their food that's delivered downstairs, and help them in any way we possibly can during their COVID period. So again, COVID is here. Hopefully by the springtime things will start to straighten out. I spoke to our lawyer, the building lawyer, I guess about a month ago regarding the pool next summer, because we have to make arrangements, believe it or not, pretty far in advance of pool companies, etc. And he felt pretty confident at that point that things would change substantially for the summer because people, there's a liability issue. That was one of our number one issues, by the way, was liability, getting sued, someone saying that they got COVID because we weren't precautionary, etc. Our lawyer claims that because of the vaccine that's now available and going to be becoming available pretty readily, we hope, that anybody that gets COVID, had the opportunity to get the vaccine. So we feel that he felt at that point that we wouldn't have a problem. At the pool this summer, I will say that was a month ago, and I will say as of today, there were millions of vaccines behind schedule at this particular point. So we'll continue to monitor that. We'd like to get back to some type of normalcy as soon as possible. So, I'm just mentioning that in advance. Hopefully that'll all work out. Whether whether it does or doesn't, we're going to make sure the pool opens up this summer, and we're going to make sure that things go back to normal as much as possible, and we'll keep our fingers crossed as far as that goes. The hallways, okay, that's a subject that we've been talking about for a very long time. The project has basically begun, okay, and it's begun. We're doing a mock-up on one hallway right now, which we'll give you a little more information when they're finished. We hope they finish next week. It's just a demo. Everything is picked out. We're going to be doing the community room in the next week or so is going to be started to be demoed. That's our #1 project, as we get the community room done and backing up and running again. We already picked out, everything's picked out. We've probably spoken to about 7, maybe 8 different interior decorators, contractors, etc. We picked a company called the Corridor Company. They have quite a lengthy, good track record. They've done Admiral's Walk, for example, in Edgewater. They did the Riviera in, I think, in West New York. They've done things like Tavern on the Green in New York. They've done Colbert, his dressing room in New York as well. So they've been all over the place. Very highly recommended, and we're very happy to work with them. Everything is picked out. Okay. The only thing we're still a little indecisive about, and let me go through that very slowly, is the pipes in the hallway. Okay. A lot of people hate the pipes in the hallway. They are what they are, okay? These pipes were put in, I'm going to say, approximately 20-plus years ago, okay? I don't really remember. I was here when they did it, because I've been here over 40 years now. And the bottom line is, it is what it is. They should have been done differently. They should have been down the middle of the ceiling. They should have been sheetrocked the ceilings, and we wouldn't be in the position we're in today. If we cover the pipes, and we've had many companies come here, and it's a very tricky proposition. You can see they all have couplings on them, and if there's water leaks and you cover the pipes and they start to leak, we're not going to know they're leaking, so that's one problem. Also, where the pipes are, right above it is where all your cable wires are and other wires. So if you put something up there, and every time the cable company comes, has to start disrupting the covering we put on the pipes, eventually it's going to start to damage it. So we're still in the process of whether or not we're going to even cover the pipes, okay? They're also going to do a demo for us where they're going to paint them a certain color, position the lighting a certain way, so hopefully they won't be, stand out in your face all the time. It's complicated. So you'll hear more about that over the next month or so, because we'll keep you in the loop and how we feel on doing this. But that's one of the major complications, covering the pipes. And let me mention the covering the pipes here. We're looking at somewhere a little less than $1 million just to cover the pipes. Okay, so we're talking substantial money. We have around the elevators, it's going to be all porcelain. We're going to have porcelain flooring in front of the elevators and completely around all the elevators. Beautiful porcelain flooring. We're going to have porcelain on the elevator. Instead of wallpaper where the elevators are now, they're going to cover that with porcelain as well. It's going to be a gray porcelain. The floor is going to be kind of an off-white with kind of grayish veins going through it. You'll see that. We're going to probably be doing that kind of soon, or starting. That's going to be one of our first things that we're going to do. All the ceilings are going to be sheetrocked, of course. There'll be no more popcorn in the hallways. New wallpaper, which I want to discuss the wallpaper. The last time they did the building, they put wallpaper over wallpaper. Anybody that knows much about that that's taboo, okay? So what we're going to do now is, after playing around with some of the wallpaper, we're taking down the first sheet, and then they're going to skim coat the walls, so the old wallpaper will kind of blend in with the walls, and we won't have any problems. We're afraid that if we start taking the original wallpaper off at this particular point, the sheetrock's going to start coming down with it, which will substantially increase the cost and give us a lot more work. So there's a lot of work in front of us. There'll be benches on every floor. There's a lot. It's been thought out very, very nicely. The total cost, we have a budget of $5.5 million. That includes the pipes, by the way. And that's a little more than we really anticipate spending. We're looking at probably more like 5.5 to 5.2 million. If we take out the pipes, then you're down into the low fours. So we're gonna monitor it, go along with it, and hopefully it's gonna really make the building look a lot more beautiful. New lighting, everything's being completely changed. Okay. Back to the packages, employees, etc. Okay. The packages cost a substantial amount of money. Right now we're spending $35,000 plus a year just to have your packages delivered. That's a big increase. Some people, we're monitoring some of this. Some people get 2, 3, 4 packages a day, okay, almost regularly, which is unbelievable. And some people get no packages at all. So we're trying to monitor and weigh how we're going to handle this going in the future. We can't continue to, spend this type of money. And when I say 35,000 plus, that's not including certain days where we may get 700 packages here, and we have some of the security men chip in along with the package fellow to deliver them. There have been a lot of employee changes going on here. I'll give you a couple of them. Ray Medina, okay, our nighttime porter that worked from 4 to midnight. He was here for 42 years. He just retired on New Year's Eve, so we want to wish him the best of luck. Great guy, did a great job. We really depended on him. So, Ray, good luck. Jose Rivera, who's the porter from first floor through the 10th floor. I'm saying this for the first people, for the people that live on those floors 1 through 10. Our porter is going to be retiring at the end of February. We also have a replacement for him already. So, again, Jose, great job. My hallway's always been very clean, and we get very few complaints at all, if any, from these fellows, so good luck. We're making Joe, the manager, okay, who was our manager for a little over a year, has decided to go on to greener pastures. He's stayed with the company, corner management, and from what I understand, he's going to be doing a portfolio, which means he's going to be going to buildings that don't have on-site managers. He's going to be overseeing something like 40 buildings or something like that. I'm really not sure. And he had a better opportunity there, so he's left. Good luck. Thank you, Joe. What we've done now is Chris Murphy, who's been with us for 5 years now. His anniversary just passed a couple days ago. Is going to become the general manager here. He's going to oversee the office. He's going to be in charge of maintenance. He's going to be in charge of the whole building. We're very happy about that. Chris has 18 years experience of managerial experience, and he's proven in, I think, a year and a half. I think a year and a half. He's been in maintenance now, supervising all the maintenance guys. Has done a great job there. So he's had his hands in everything, and we feel that with his financial experience and his supervising, the maintenance men, etc. experience and running the office in the past, this is a tremendous asset to us. So we're going to make some changes there. Ironically, I saw it on Facebook. Okay, I didn't see it on Facebook. I'm sorry, I don't have Facebook. Somebody told me on Facebook that one of our famous unit owners here put on there that Steve DeMoo is now back and working here full time. Okay, I just want to correct that. Steve DeMoo has never left. Steve DeMoo has been working part time now for the past year. Okay, Steve works 2 days a week to give Chris a couple of days a week off. So of course we're very happy about that. But again, like I said, we're going to be making some other changes. When I joined the board over 11 years ago, we had 3 maintenance men, and we had Mike Pasuti, who was an assistant then, and Steve. Okay, we had 5 total men. Today, as we speak, we still have 4 maintenance men. We have Steve, we have Chris, we have as many men as we've always had, and we'll continue to do that. So again, we'll be making some changes regarding the maintenance department. The office itself is doing a very, very good job. We have no problems at all. Antonella does a very, very good job. She has a lot of experience, and we're very happy with her. And of course, we have a part-time receptionist, Amelia. Okay, I'm sure you've seen her. She's been here a couple months already. So, managerial-wise and work-wise, things are pretty good. Everything's working out very, very well here right now. Let's get back to another subject that everybody, not everybody, but many people bring up all the time, and it's an unfortunate situation, but it is what it is. So I'm going to say it again. I know I keep repeating myself, and I'm sorry, I have no other choice. I had a friend of mine that now is saying, I mean, Roger, come on, what are we doing with the Palisadium? What's going on here? I'm putting weight on. I want to get on a diet. I want to start working out again. And I said, well, you know, it's pretty complicated, and it is very, very complicated. And I'll tell you what's complicated about it is that the Palisadium closed, okay? The Palisadium emptied their pool, okay, and told all the people down there that rented space from them they're no longer going to open up, all right? We've tried to negotiate with them. When I say we, I want to clear that up because there was a petition, if you remember, asking me not to negotiate with them. I still don't understand it, but I never negotiated with the Palisadium at any point whatsoever. Our lawyers negotiated with them very briefly. They've made us a total of one offer, okay, at the beginning, and they made us another offer a couple of months ago, which was the same exact offer, okay? And I'd rather not get into offers and exactly what it was, but I could tell you that 99% of the unit owners, if they knew anything about business and understood what was going on here, would laugh at the offer, okay? Part of the offer is they guaranteed they would not apply for a variance to build a high-rise down there for 2 years. That's unacceptable, all right? So that was part of what we didn't like, and they offered us money. But we all have to understand something about when it comes to money. First of all, they offered substantially less than $1 million, okay? So I want to just throw that in so people don't think they're offering us a lot of money and we're walking away from it. We have over 50 years left on this deal, okay? This isn't like we have 5 years or 7 or whatever. We have over 50 years left, and I can assure you, okay, no doubt in my mind, if we decided to put a gym in here, let's say last year, and we told the Palisadium we no longer wanted to use their facility anymore, we weren't going to pay them, they would be suing us, okay, for millions and millions of dollars of lost income over the next 50 some odd years. So I feel that we should have the same, you know, we should be in the same position where we should be getting enough money to cover, you know, 50 some odd years, putting a gym in our building, doing certain things that we have to do it, okay? In addition to that, this person, so Roger, can't we just, you know, put some equipment in and have some cardio equipment and open a little gym in the building? Again, unfortunately, here we go again, all right? When you live in a condo, you're living with bylaws and master deeds and everything else. Our master deed, we would have to go out and get unit owner approval to do something like that. The board of directors does not have the power to create a new common area in the building. So these are things that we're going to deal with over the next couple of months. The reason that we haven't dealt with it quicker and probably with more vigor is because COVID again plays a role with that. Okay, right now, if we were to put a gym in our building, you would only be allowed to use the gym at 25% capacity. So if we had to put a gym in here, which obviously would never be the same size as the Palisadium, because that place is built for, you know, outside members, you know, multiple buildings, etc., we'd have a smaller space here, and not being able to utilize the space fully would be a disaster here. Let's say, for argument's sake, we could have 10 treadmills here, okay, which I think is extreme. We wouldn't have 10, but let's say we did. We'd only be able to operate, based on the COVID situation, 2.5, 3 treadmills, okay? Because we'd only be able to go 25%. You'd have to have plexiglass in between, and we'd have to do everything COVID-wise. So it would be very hard to do. So again, we're going to work very hard the next couple months trying to get this gym thing straightened out, getting unit owners on board to put a gym in the building. We have done some preliminary research on the cost. We've done preliminary research on what kind of designs and where we want to put it, etc. But again, we're at the mercy right now of the Palisadium. The other thing is, you know, when I talk about the Palisadium, we're talking about money, and when I talk about money, one of the things I was always very proud of since I've been on the board, and particularly since I've been the president of the board, is that we've kept our legal bills almost below budget every single year, okay? And over the last 12 to 18 months, things have changed on that also, and some of it's completely out of our control. So let me explain that to you for a second. First of all, we have spent thus far about $25,000 in legal bills for the Palisadium, and that's without doing very little. We went to mediation with a retired judge. We went to court because they sued us for more money, okay, which I'm sure you remember that we prevailed in that particular case and we didn't have to pay them more money. We then went to mediation. We then drew up other papers. The bottom line is we spent about $25,000. If we get into a lawsuit with them now, which again we're going to, okay, unfortunately, we were really trying to negotiate. We really wanted to try to work something out amicably, particularly because it's a long-term relationship, and also because, you know, who wants to spend $150,000 on legal fees? And that's what we're going to probably wind up spending when you start going to court. I was self-employed from the age of 27 on, and I did retire about 7 years ago, but up until that point, I dealt with many lawyers in my business life, and I've never heard of anybody that wanted to be sued. For whatever reason, the Palisadian wants to be sued. I don't know the reason. They must have some type of motive or reason, but they're not negotiating with us. They're not trying to work it out. We do have an agreement with them, okay? So this doesn't make sense. So for all the people out there that may be second-guessing how we're handling it, or you know, we should be doing this or doing that, do me a favor, okay? Please contact me. Please contact the board member. Give us any input you may have. Give us any suggestions you have. We'll welcome them. There's no problem. You're unit owner just like I am. And I'm going to tell you right now that you're dealing with a very, very unusual situation. So we'll continue to fight there. But getting back to my other subject, legal fees, okay? I think I also told you a couple of times we had a unit owner that a renter, okay, a renter's nephew got hurt in their apartment, and they sued the building, okay? We went to court, and the judge said that we have to allow them discovery. Discovery is to do a deposition, to question us, and every time you go to court, you're paying for that case. Then you go into deposition, so you're paying for that again. You're paying for our lawyers to go to deposition. They got to go meet at their offices. To be honest with you, Chris Murphy had to testify whether we did any work in that apartment, et cetera, et cetera. Then we went back to court again, and the bottom line is we won the case. The case was dismissed. Okay, we weren't liable for anything there regarding this person that got hurt in the apartment, but we got hurt because it cost us again $25,000 legal fees. We had to have our lawyer involved for the first time. You go to depositions, and again, to go back to court and argue this case should be dismissed and we're not responsible. So we prevailed. We won. Thank you. That's 2 out of 2. We won the Palisadian when they sued us. We won this one. Then we also had 2 unit owners in this building, okay, that somehow got some type of legal aid. I'm not going to go into all the details. That sued us for 2 things that we believe will both very shortly be dismissed, we hope, okay? But again, when, you know, unit owners come in and they try to sue us, okay, they're not suing some big corporation. They're suing themselves. They're suing their neighbors. They're suing themselves. It's just bizarre, okay? So let's try to work these things out amicably. The bottom line is, you know, somebody made a comment yesterday, oh, you guys are saving a lot of money this year. You have no pool. Okay, we have the package guy. That takes care of the pool that we're saving. The Palisadian, all the money is being put into escrow. Last April, May, June, July, August, I believe, the first 5 months we had to put into escrow for the Palisadian. That's part of our agreement, by the way. And as of this particular point, that money is still in escrow with our attorneys. And the Palisadian said that we could keep half the money, but they want half the money for their taxes and their insurance. And obviously, we don't agree with that. We're not going to. We refuse to give them any money because we feel that you're not open. Why would you want money if you're closed? Okay. We've also continued to put money in escrow since that point in our own escrow account to cover the legal fees that are coming up, to cover a possibility of putting in our own health club here or gym. So we'll continue to do that also. But the bottom line is the legal fees have been quite substantial this year. COVID has cost us a lot of money. There's been a lot of, we've had employees that were out. I just mentioned that before. When employees are out, then you have to start paying overtime to other employees. All these little things we've done with the hand sanitizers and the thermometer gauges and all the stuff we're doing, it's cost us a substantial amount of money. So we're just keeping you up to date on that. But I will say to you, okay, at the end of that, on a happy note, that financially this building's in very good financial shape. We do have a lot of money. And of course, that's on YouTube. I'm not going to recite what kind of money we have. I will recite it On this Tuesday coming, I'm trying to figure out what Tuesday's date is. I think Tuesday's the 12th, I'm not sure. On Tuesday, January 12th, we're going to do a Zoom meeting for the unit owners, okay? You'll be able to Zoom in. I'm not going to give a president's report because I'm doing it right now, and I'm not going to, put everybody through this again. We're going to basically have our treasurer speak to you and tell you what our finances are, which of course everybody, I'm sure, will be very, very happy. We've done a really good job with that. We're doing all these hallways over again, and I want to mention it one more time, at no assessment whatsoever. We have the money. And after we finish the hallways, we'll still have a substantial amount of money. So I'm going to say thank God that all worked out very nicely. I just want to see some of my notes here. We're also going to probably be getting in possibly a lawsuit with Sebco, our washing machine company, because they've cut down our payments because they claim that people aren't doing clothes as much as they used to in the past, and that's very hard to believe. We don't really believe that. So again, we'll keep you abreast of that. We hope it works out. I want to mention that there is the nail salon, and Valet is open now in operation. I've spoken to quite a few women to stop me how much they love the nail salon, what a great job they do, how convenient it is, how clean it is. We have a state-of-the-art exhaust system down there that exhausts any fumes, which there aren't any because I've been down there and there's no smell whatsoever. Beautifully kept, so anybody, I don't know if you know this or not, it is open, and they do their clothing at a reasonable cost, so that's also very good. Before I go, let me just make sure I have all the notes here. I know the big thing is, with most people here, is the Palisadium, and like I say again, okay, it's very, very disturbing to me, very, very disturbing. I went to the Palisadium every single day for many, many years, so I'm pretty disturbed myself about it, but I'm mostly disturbed that we're having trouble, okay, dealing with the owners of the Palisadium. And we've had trouble with them for quite a long time. We try to get along with them, but at this particular point, all we want them to do now also is give us a note, give us a letter that says we're never going to open again. They use words like we're keeping our options open, okay? I don't want to give the unit owners false hope because they're not keeping their options open. I really believe deep in my heart they're never opening again. Hey, I hope I'm wrong, okay? Let's hope that, we all said goodbye to 2020. Most people will say it was a bad year and this and that, and it's kind of a shame because when you get older like myself, okay, these years become very precious. So when you have a wasted year like this, it makes me feel very sad. It really does. And I really hope it can turn around because, as they say, as you get older, at least I feel this way, time goes much, much quicker. So I hope 2021 turns out better. I hope people in the building, I haven't seen quite a few people that I normally see like I used to. I hope everybody's okay. I'm wishing everybody the best. And I sincerely mean this. Reach out to the board, reach out to me. Anything we can do to make you happy, we certainly will. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see either Zooming on Tuesday or I'll get back to you with some other information regarding the hallways, Palisadium, etc. very soon. Thank you.